worked with not just Israel but other allies and counterparts, including the United States of America and Five Eyes colleagues, in terms of making sure that we are protected against Iranian threats. And I should just explain that it's both on nuclear capabilities but also ballistic missiles. They have missile capability that would threaten Europe, and we should remember that that stockpile on nuclear has increased in recent months. They have enough enriched uranium for at least 9 atomic bombs. This is not something that we can look at lightly anymore.
It was his Israeli minister, wasn't it? It was the Minister of Heritage, Eli Yardley, who was actually threatened to use nuclear weapons on Gaza. So you were right to question the nuclear weapon capability of Iran. Of course, we want to know that, but we don't know what Israel had. They have this policy of ambiguity, and we don't know what they have. What we do know is they have to threaten Gaza with nuclear.
Anything I want. It can be anything I want. It can be anything I want. Anything I want. Anything I want. It can be anything I want. It can be anything I want.
They have been clear that the purpose of their operation is to degrade Iran's nuclear capabilities on the basis, and I think this is really important, talks and dialogues have been ensured. The United States of America has led those talks and they've been successful in bringing Iran to the negotiating table. However, while those talks were taking place, the good faith of those talks were undermined because the IAEA, their own reports demonstrated in key
Hello everybody and welcome to today's match.
capabilities and materials that they use it for civilian purposes, and that is effectively why the timings are now and why this has come to a real head. I think you have to look at many of the comments from President Trump overnight as to the balance of judgment that he is now exercising, because Iran is effectively they're clear about the distance.
The IAEA report concluded that there was no systematic proof of nuclear weapons in Iran. That did come out of the report.
You said it was more reports overnight. There's been more attacks overnight as well. The US is evacuating its citizens. The UK has withdrawn family members of British embassy staff. At what point do you think we should be, much more intensely getting British people out?
There are thousands upon thousands of British nationals in Israel, and to be candid, the Foreign Office actually has a good approach in terms of evacuating British nationals and offering repatriation because they've done this previously. I think the current government's response is not sufficient, and if families of embassy staff and personnel are being evacuated, then I think the same facilities must be extended to our citizens. And in America, they're obviously looking at doing this. They've spoken about precarious time. We know what's going on. All the media reports are reporting day in, day out on attacks in Israel, and there are British nationals there, and the responsibility of the British government is obviously to protect British nationals, both at home and abroad.
Can I ask you about the grooming report and this national inquiry that's going to be taking place in sexual abuse across all group for sexual abuse, actually. Now, you were Home Secretary for a long time while this was happening and when these stories were revealed going back to 2010. One of the things about this case is that a lot of this has been politicised, it's been used by politicians for their own gain, and actually, as a result of that, there's been either institutional rape, people have become worried about institutional racism or political correctness, etc. And therefore, by making this into a political issue, you actually don't end up solving the issue and actually looking at the causes of it. Do you feel responsible for some of that?
Well, I don't, and I'll explain to you why I don't. Because when I was Home Secretary, I was working with our National Crime Agency on particular operations that I can't speak about publicly. And I actually worked with the Member of Parliament for Rotherham on lots of the cases that were taking place in our own constituency. What I found very challenging, and I think everyone will speak to this, and I think Louise Casey, Baroness Casey, has said this in her report as well, which is the level of deniability of institutions of the state. And this does come back to why we need to inquire. It's an institutional failure, the state cover-up, where the local authorities have granted taxi licences to paedophiles, users of young girls, and even shop licences and restaurant licences. We saw so much of that, and a lot of that that was under investigation. I'd also just like to make the point. I set up something called the External Reference Group during my time as Home Secretary. And these groups were really important because it was all about looking at the characteristics of the offenders, the data, the background, and also the scope of all of this across the country. Now, I'm not involved in politicising any of this at all because of the level of seriousness on this. All I believe is prosecution, and that's really about we put the resources into police and the National Crime Agency to investigation. And if I may say so, I was involved in many legal challenges at the time where we found it difficult to remove the United Kingdom many of the foreign nationals that have been involved in some of the most abhorrent abuse of young girls. Institutional stakeholders that we must put out in the public domain. I think we need to have that scrutiny of all the victims of these awful crimes, but actually for the state to put its hands up and say, you know, there are things that they've got wrong, they should have been doing much more, and we've got to learn from that and absolutely change the basics, as you just said, on recording data, and also looking at the prosecutions from the justice system, the way that the authorities, policing, the whole state social services, and every element of the state is interacted on this.
Performances too, and our mighty Kate has played an excellent role with his gripping blindfolded following a fallen 80s pop icon. That's what I think of it, did you not? He doesn't look fallen. Look at him there. We're going to ask Martin when we chat to him in a few minutes.
Your chance to win £8,000 a month for a year as lines close tomorrow.
The attendance for this match was 71,649.
Who knows? I could be calling you sometime soon. Don't forget, line close tomorrow at 3 p.m. For your chance to win, text cash to 62525. Text plus £2 plus my standard network rate message. Or go to the website, entries plus 2 quid. Call 0968 782525. Calls plus £2 plus your network access charge. Post your name and phone number to tomorrow. Good luck.
hotel prices from hundreds of sites, so you could save up to 40%.
Regardless with a secret.
Hotel? Trivago.